In today's lesson, we are going to talk about the sine rule. We already started with sine rule, and you already know the sine rule is A over sine A is equal to B over sine B is equal to C over sine C. It can be written in this way, or sine A divided by A is equal to sine B divided by B is equal to sine C over C. And this one we use when we have to find the side length, and this one we have to use when we find the angle. These are the two same thing, but it's more convenient to use this one for side length and this one for finding the angle. So we already know about the sine rule. The thing which we haven't yet talked about is the ambiguous case of the sine rule. Now, what is the ambiguous case of the sine rule? We are going to talk in a minute. So I already drew this diagram, and if you have compass and if you have a protractor at home, you can also try making it. So I can talk about the process a bit. So I drew a straight line here, and then the two side lengths of the triangle was given. One was 10 centimeter and the another one was 7 centimeter. And so what I did here is, and it was given that the angle 30 degree is opposite to the 7 centimeter side length. So what I did here is I took a compass. So I took a compass, and then I opened using the protractor. I'm like, you don't have to, because this is not what we are learning at this point, but using a 30-degree angle. And then I drew a 30-degree angle like this. So like that, and then I knew that I have to draw a line from here because this will give me a 30-degree angle, and then I drew a 10 centimeter line here. And after that, because I needed to draw 7 centimeters, so what I did is I opened this to 7 centimeter, my compass to 7 centimeter, and then by putting it here, I drew an arc, and we can see this arc meets on this line at 2 points, or intercept. This arc intercepts at this line on 2 points, which means we can have a 7 centimeter line coming from, and let's name it. So this is label it A, B, and so it can be the 7 centimeter will be from B to this end of this intercept, and then the another B will be from this to this intercept. We can call this as C1 and C2, or if we want, we can call them as C also. So the purpose of doing this is that I wanted you to see that if you have a side length 7 centimeter, which was opposite to 30 degree, then you could have, and with the another side length of 10 centimeter, then we can have two triangles in this case. One is this one, and you go ahead and make yourself, and you can see that this side length will be 7 centimeter, and the another possible triangle is like that. Now, what is the difference between these two triangles? If you look at this triangle, it's an obtuse angle triangle. I hope you know what is obtuse angle triangle. Obtuse angle means this angle is greater than 90 degree. So this one is the obtuse angle triangle, which means it's greater than 90. And if you look at, so this triangle I'm talking about is ABC1, whereas ABC2, which is ABC2, which is this one, is an acute angle triangle. Acute angle triangle. And now here, this angle is your acute angle, means is less than 90 degree. Now, which means that we can have, whenever we use sine rule, we always have to investigate whether, we have more than one answers. In this case, clearly, we know that there are two possible triangles, but the another question arises is that will that be a case every time, or do we have any conditions when we can have one triangle, when we can have two triangles? We don't have to worry about conditions at this point, but what we need to do is to find all the angles here, and I will do a couple of examples also to make it clear. So I'm going to first find this angle. So to find this one, so first I'm working with triangle ABC1, and let's call this angle as theta, And now I know that the theta is opposite to 10, and I also know 7 centimeter, the opposite angle to 7 is 30 degree, and I have to find angle theta, which means I have to use this form. So I'm going to use that. So sine theta divided by 10 is equal to sine 30 divided by 7. So to find theta, I need to do isolate sine theta first, and then ultimately I will isolate theta. So this is tan sine 30 divided by 7. So theta is equal to sine inverse tan sine 30 divided by 7. Remember that your mode has to be on degrees. So your mode is on degree. So now we have this thing. I'm going to plug this in your calculator. You know how to plug it. So one more time, you go to second sine and then use alpha, and then use alpha y, which will take you to the fraction. So when you do second sine, it gives you sine inverse. So you will get sine inverse of this angle, which is the another thing which I want to tell you is that don't do this calculation. Don't find out the value of this, because then in some cases you may have the value which is non-terminating, and then you might use the rounded value to find the angle theta, and which might be a problem. So I'm going to use, now if you want, you can see it. So I'm going to use second, and then I'm pressing second sine inverse, and then I have to do alpha and y and choose the fraction. And now I have to substitute. What do I get here is tan sine 30. So sine 30 degree divide by it was 7, I think. And then I'm going to go out, close the bracket, and then I got the value, which is 45.58. I'm going to round it to 3 significant figures, and 3 significant figure means if you go to 455, if we are rounding it to 3, which means this is first, second, third, you pay attention to the 4th digit. And if the 4th digit is greater than or equal to 5, we add 1 into 3rd digit, which is the case here. So the angle you will get is 45.6. But whenever the questions are given, make sure you read it carefully, because in some questions they ask you differently. If nothing is stated, which means you have to round your answers to 3 significant figures. So in this case, theta is approximately 45.6 degree. So you got theta as 45.6 degree, and here this angle is 45.6 degree, which means we already have 30 degree, and I can find this, and we know sum of the angles in a triangle is 180. So this angle is going to be 180 minus 30 minus 45.6. So I'm going to use, or I can use the exact value, because I'm using calculator here. So plus 30, so I did 45.58 plus 30, and then I'm going to do 180 minus, and then I'm going to copy this from up, and then this is the value which I got for. So if I round it to 3SF, now you can see here the 4th digit is less than 5, which means my 3SF in this case is 104 degree. So that is going to be, but that could be actually problem, because if you have 45.6, then it looks like because I didn't use the 45.6 value, then I'm having problem here. So I will have, let's say 104.4 degrees is my answer. So again, I know that this is not rounded to 3SF, but if I don't do 104.4 degree, then this will not add up to 180 degree, because if I use 100, as you can see, 104.4 plus 45.6 gives me 150. So I have to leave the value as 104.4. So pay attention to the question what they are asking you, and answer accordingly here. So this is the one value which I got. Now I have to do the same thing for the triangle ABC2. Now in this triangle, again, we call this as theta, so I'm going to call this as phi. And now I can see what will be the setup here. So I'm going to write down here. So you can see for phi, it will be sine phi divided by 10 centimeter is equal to exactly the same equation, sine 30 divided by 7. So what will you get here is phi is equal to sine inverse 10 sine 30 divided by 7. So what is the value you got here? So it's going to be the same value which you got before, isn't it? So this will be, oh sorry, because this was 45.6, isn't it? Yeah, so this value should have been 45.6 degree, not this one. My bad. So this is theta. So this is what you got here. And now to find this value, what you need to do, because if you set up the same equation, so this must be 104.4 degree, which makes sense now. Sorry for the confusion. So when we found out this is the acute angle. So when I said obtuse angle triangle ABC1, which I was right, but here it should be ABC2. Okay. So we already found the angle theta here. So now what I'm going to do in this case is now to find this angle, it's going to be 180 minus 45.6, and I'm going to explain this in a minute. If you remember previously, we talked about sine 180 minus theta is equal to sine theta. So if I will have 45.6 degree, the value of sine 45.6 is going to be same as sine 180 minus 45.6. Let me show you. So if you have sine 45.6 and then you have sine, which is 180 minus 45.6, this is same. So you can see the values are same. So we did use it, and I know that we haven't talked about this thing. So what we can do here is to kind of understand it, but I'm going to revisit it. As I said in the previous video also, I will be talking about this thing. So what we can do here is you can draw a graph of y is equal to sine theta, but I'm going to use only 3 values right now. So if I draw a graph of y is equal to sine theta, let's say my theta is here and y is here. So when theta is 0, you can use calculator to find out sine 0 is 0. If theta is 90 degree, then your sine 90 is equal to 1. And if theta is 180 degree, then sine 180 is equal to 0. You can use your calculator, and I can show you very quickly also. So if I press on sine 0, then this is 0. If I press on sine 90, then this is 1. And if I press on sine 180, sine 180 degree, so then this is 0. Okay, so which means if this is 1, so sine 0 is 0, and then if I have 90 degree here, 180 degree here, then this is going to be 1. So the graph will look like this. And when we are trying to find, if you remember in the previous one, when we had sine theta is equal to 10 sine 30 over 7, this was the equation we got. And I don't know if you remember, but sine 30 is equal to half, and then sine theta is equal to 10 times half times 7. So if you do, this is 5 over 7, and 5 over 7 is less than 1, so it's somewhere here. So we are trying to solve sine theta is equal to some number. Sine theta is your y value. If you remember, y is sine theta. And then this is your 5 over 7. So if your y is 5 over 7, then if I draw a line, we are trying to find these values, these two intersection. And according to these two intersection, if you remember in this diagram, also we had these two as the point of intersection. So they will correspond to the angles. So here we already found one of the angle, which we found was 45.6 degree, which means this angle, if you look at this, is by symmetry is 45.6, this is 45.6, so this angle will be 180 minus 45.6. So whenever you have, and this is one justification of that why do we have two values for sine, especially when you use the sine rule. And this is the another one, sine 180 minus theta is sine theta. And we haven't done much more on this. I will come back to, as I said before also, but hopefully it's a bit clearer that why do we need to investigate is there a possible, can we have more than one values whenever we are dealing with sine rule. So whenever you do sine rule, you always have to look for ambiguous rule. And now I'm going to do one example so that you can see, it may or may not be. So I'm going to do one example here. So let's say your example is angle A. So angle A, this is also notation for angle A, and this is also notation for angle A. So don't get confused if you see this as angle A. So that is equal to 30 degree, and then small a is 4 and C is equal to 7. I'm not going to draw with ruler, but try to be like if it's 4, it's 7. 4 has to be less than 7. So just be more, try to be more careful with that. And if you want to use a ruler, you can also do that, but there's no need. It's just a sketch. So they said use the given information, find the missing side and the angles in a triangle. So you have to find the missing sides and angles in a triangle ABC. So this is what you need to find out. So I'm going to sketch it first. So I have, this is A, this is B, this is C. And then, if this is A, this is A, this is B, and this is C. So this is 7 centimeter. And then you have A, which is 4 centimeter. Again, it doesn't look like because this practically looks same. So I can redraw it. So this is A, B, 7 centimeter. And then you have like 4 centimeter here. And then you have this, which is B. And angle A is 30 degrees. So this is given. And now you have to find B and you have to find the remaining angles. So let's say this is C. Now to find out the values A, B, C, I'm going to work through. So let's see, first thing, what is the first thing which we can find here? As you can see here, we have a 4 centimeter and then we have 7 centimeter and then we need to find B. Is there any other angle given here? I do not think so. So how would we find? But two side lengths is given, isn't it? And one angle is given, which is non-included. So we can use sine rule now. So let's have a look at how do I use it. So angles, this is 7 and this is 4 centimeter and then this is B. So I can find the angle first actually. I have to find the angle. This angle I can find, right? So it will be sine 30 divided by 4 is equal to, I'm going to use sine B divided by B and is equal to sine C divided by 7. So I set up for all and then I can see which one, I'm going to use. So it looks like that I can find C, angle C first. So which means sine 30 divided by 4 is equal to sine C over 7. And then you get 7 over sine 30 divided by 4 and then sine inverse is equal to C. Okay, so now you plug this value in the calculator. I'm going to do that and then you can see the, so you have second sine inverse. Remember we have to use alpha y and then you have 7 sine 30. So sine 30 and then you have in the denominator 4 and then I'm going to go, I think I use extra bracket. Okay, so I got 61 degrees. So I got C approximately 61 degree here. They ask you to give answer in 1 decimal place, which means I got was 61.044997. So 61.0 degree is your C. So the value of C is we already found, and you can find B now. B will be 180 minus 30 minus 61 plus 61 degree. I'm going to write 61 and now you can plug this in your calculator. So I can use this value plus 30 and then 180 minus up. So I got 91 degree. So one possibility, so one triangle I got is angle 30 and then angle 61, and then I got 91 degree. So how much is that? Okay, 91. Okay, I'm going to, so 30. Oh, sorry, this is not from here. So I got 30, 61, and then here, the second possibility I will get is here. And then now I need to see, so 180 minus 61, which we did was 91 degree here. So I'm going to add 31 plus 61, 91, and then I'm going to do is, sorry, I'm going to do here is 180 minus, you go up, 91 degree, 89 degrees. So this is one possibility we can have. And then we have 30 plus 91, and then you have 180 minus 121, and you get 59 degree. And this is your another possibility. Now sometime, you know, when you add all of them and it's more than 180 degree, which means you will say there is only one possible triangle, but this is the concept. So once you find the angle, like we did 61, and then obviously when I did 180 minus 30 minus 61, I got 91 here, which didn't make sense obviously, because if once you get the 61 degree angle, if you remember, we can have like this, or we can have an obtuse angle here, and that angle was 91 degree. I hope it's clear. I'm going to do one more example so that it's more clear. Let's see. So I'm going to do now angle B is 50 degrees. So number 2. So you have angle B, which is 50 degree, and then you have B is equal to 17 and C is equal to 21. And now we need to find is again the same thing, all the sides, and you need to give your answer to 1 dp. dp means decimal place, and then you need to find all the sides. So I'm going to first just draw A, B, C just to get an idea. So this is B, this is A, this is C, and then my B is 50 degree, and this B is 17 and C is 21. You don't have to worry about, I can use the same triangle also, even though I know that the 17 is not like, looks like 21 doesn't look like larger than 17, but it doesn't matter, it's just a sketch, you can do it. But if you want to be a perfect, but I don't spend too much of time, but if you want to be like perfect, you can use some kind of scale drawing to do it, but there's no need to do that. Now we need to set up, and it's exactly the same question as in the previous. We need to see which angle we can find first. So I'm going to start with setting up. So let's say sine A divided by A is equal to sine B. Angle B is 50. So sine B is sine 50 divided by 17, and then you have sine C divided by 21. So obviously I have to use these two. So when I use these two, I get sine C is equal to 21 sine 50 divided by 17, and then C is equal to exactly same step. This is degrees. Make sure your mode is on degree. And I'm going to plug this very quickly so that you can see one more time. So you go to second, sine inverse, then you need to go to alpha y, and then you have 21 sine 50, and close the bracket, divide by what was the value in the denominator, 17, and then I'm going to go out, close the bracket, and then enter. So I got 71.1. So C is approximately 71.1 degree. As you can see, we got 71.136. Now this is one possible value of C. Another possible value of C can be 180 minus this angle. So I'm not going to use the rounded value, so I'm going to actually do 180 minus this, and then I got 100, as you can see, 108.9, because they want us to round it to 1 decimal place, and 1 decimal place means 0.8, but then the next digit is greater than 5, which means it will be approximately. So I'm going to write down 71.136, the value which we got here. Okay, 71.136, and then we got this as 108.9 approximately. So these are the values which we got here. Now I'm going to just make a table here, because whenever you have more than one values, some kind of a separation here, so that you can clearly see what we are doing. Angle A we still have to find. Angle B, which was given 50 degree. For the first case we got this as 71.1 degree. Here angle A you still have to find. B is 50 degree and C is approximately 108.9 degree. Now I have to find A, and I know that sum of the angles in a triangle is equal to 180 degree. And now I have to see that what do I get here. The first one, for the first one I'm going to get is, I'm going to add first 50 plus 71.1, so I got that. And now 180 minus, I'm going to copy this, enter. So 58.9 degree, which makes sense. So this is what we got for A. Now I'm going to do the same thing for the second possible value of C. So the values which we got is 50 plus 108.9. So I got that. And now I need to do 180 minus this one. So we got 21.1 degree, which is again makes sense, which means these are the two possible triangles we can have in this scenario. So this is your ambiguous rule. So whenever you use sign rule, you have to investigate whether there are two possible values or not. That's it. I hope it's clear. I'm going to give you problems on to do a little more practice on this ambiguous rule. And the problems which you are going to do will be, there will be three problems. The question number 3 is again kind of a review of bearing, and question number 1 and question number 2 is the practice of ambiguous rule. And in question number 1 I already did 1A 1B, so you don't have to do that. So I'm going to write down here also, but then I will also post it actually in the Google Classroom also. So this is not from your textbook. This is the exercise 11H. It's from worksheet, and I already did 1A and 1B, so do not do that. So what you have to do is 1C to 1H, and then you have to do 2A, B, C, and question number 3, and it also has parts A, B, and C. So this is going to be not the homework, but classwork come homework, because whatever time will be left after this video, you use that class time to start working on these problems. Okay.